Okay, so the first thing we'll do will be called the scatter plot. All right, does anybody know why is the scatter plot used from statistics? Anyone?
To see trends in the data.
Something more than trends and outliers?
To see clusters.
What is the main thing you check in a scatter plot? Right on, the main thing you check in the scatter plot is the relationship between x-axis and y-axis. So the variable on the x-axis is the independent variable, and the variable on the y-axis will be the dependent variable. So independent, yeah. So we check when x increases, what happens to y? That's how we check the relationship between x and y. So for example, if x goes up, then y also goes up. What can you say about the relationship? It's direct or positive relationship. Write this down. If x goes up, then so does y. Then it's considered a positive relationship between x and y. If x goes up and y goes down, in that case, you say that there is a inverse or negative relationship between x and y. In that case, all the points will be going down. If it's positive, all the points will be pointing upwards, going upwards. And if the negative, yeah. And if the points are random, you say no relationship between x and y. And we will check that with a scatter plot. And there's the other name for this is also called linear mathematical modeling. If you see the word linear mathematical modeling, you'll have to do it through a scatter plot and a straight line, which we will try and do right now. So what we will do is we'll try to check the relationship between age and followers. So we'll check as the age of the person goes up, what happens to their followers? Do they go down or do they go up? Let's check that. Okay, wait, how do we start the plot? What should I put first? If you remember, how do you start the GG before that? We did that. You start with df and you put the type operator. Always start your graph like this and press enter. Yeah, just enter for now. When you're running the whole thing, you do control enter. Okay, then you start with GG plot and open a bracket. What goes inside ggplot? What do you put inside ggplot if you remember? AES goes inside ggplot. And open a bracket. Now we want to check age versus followers. So age is your x-axis and followers is your. So the first thing you put here is age, which is your x-axis, comma. You can press enter. You say followers. Make sure the spelling is right, followers. So this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. Okay, now what do I put at the end here? Do I need to put the pipe operator or the plus? Plus, very important. After ggplot, you put a plus and enter. Put this on the same line if needed. For the scatter plot, we need the same thing, which is geom underscore point first. Then you put a plus. This is the new bit. For the scatter plot, we need something called as geom underscore smooth. So this is the new bit, geom underscore smooth. And in this one, you write down method equals LM. So inside geom underscore smooth, you write down method equals LM. Any guesses? What does LM stand for? Very good. It's the linear mathematical modeling. So we are telling them to do the linear mathematical modeling, the method. And one more thing, you put a comma. And you say SE equals F. Any guesses? What does SE stand for if you've done statistics? Right? No. It's a statistics bit. It's the standard error. SE stands for standard error. And we say do not show the standard error in the graph. F means false. Do not show the errors in the graph. So make sure you put these two inside geom smooth.
What does that mean?
False. Like don't show it. And then plus the normal bits, you say labs. And you say the title equals, what are we doing? Scatter plot. So the only thing new here is geom underscore smooth. That's it. And save this and let's run it and see what happens. So look at that on the right side. You see your
We just click here.
that's right. At the end, when you finish the whole code, you do Control Enter. Okay, so what does the line look like? It's going a bit down. What does that mean? That as age grows, the followers will decrease.
Negative.
So even though this is not that much of a negative slope, still it decreases. So it's negative relationship, but not that strong. It depends on how steep the line is. Does that make sense? So here's another question. What if after followers here, I say color equals gender? Very good. It will break down the trend by gender. So it will show two separate lines, one for male and one for female. Let's see if that works. So look at that. The green line is for males, which you can see that as they get older, their followers will decrease. But look at the female. As they get older, their trend is still rising. That makes sense what we just did. So just make a note, if you give color inside ggplot, it will break down by whatever you give. If you give country, it will break it down by country's trend, and so on. Does that make sense? The scatter plot, pretty simple. The only thing new is geom underscore smooth.
Do we have to
It doesn't matter, but it's better to read that way. Yeah. Let's see if I remove this SC equals F. Let's see what happens. Remove this. What does the standard error look like if you want to see from statistics? Look at that. It's like a shadow on the line. It means the line can fluctuate that much. That's the error in the line. That's what the standard error means. And if I don't put the method equals LM, let's see what happens. Let's remove the gender as well, just to make it look better. If you don't put anything, this is what your graph looks like. Yeah. It's the same thing as show it. That's it. You don't have to, it's like repeating what you're doing. So it's showing a trend like that. It's increasing in the middle and then decreasing and then increasing again. That's the overall trend. Okay, now I want you to do one new exercise and then we'll do the pie graph. So try to do this on your own. I give you 15 minutes. Write down the exercise. I give you 15 minutes to do it. Make a new data frame df1. Try and do this. You should be able to do this now. Make a new data frame df1. Use data frame df. And mutate a new column. Okay, call the new column P1. And the formula for the new column should be the followers divided by the total of the followers. Followers divided by the total of the followers. So for example, the first user has 10 followers and the total followers are 200. The answer should be 10 divided by 200 for that follower in the new column. So for example, if say one user has 10 followers and the total followers in the follower column are 200, the new column should give the value 10 divided by 200. Okay, then group by country. We did this in week 3, if you remember. Group by country. Yeah, mutate a new column, call it P1. And the formula for P1 should be followers divided by the sum of all the followers. Okay, then next line, group by country. And summarize by, if you remember, you can look at the notes from before. Summarize the sum of the P1 that you just made times by 100. We'll do it. Try it by yourself, 15 minutes. See if you can do it. So group by country, the whole data set, and then summarize by P1 equals the sum, sorry, P2 equals the sum of P1 times 100. DF1, everything should be in DF1, one after the other, using the pipe operator. So look at the notes from week 3 or week 4 and try and do this. I give you 15 minutes. I'm going to pause this.